Hello, hello, my lovely Libras. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina, and I'm going to be doing your general read for the upcoming month of November. I hope that y'all are doing well. Let's see what we get here from my Libs. Please remember these reads are gender neutral. Roles can be reversed. There's another one that I'm missing right now, but you get the idea. Take what resonates and leave the rest. All right. Let's see here. Can't anymore. All right, my leaves. Okay, this seems like all good things. Yeah. All right, so we have the Judge. The Hunter, Agape, the Shaman, the Offering, Kairos, and the Heart. So I'm going to go with there's a relationship thing happening here. I mean, what's coming through is the idea of the Judge. And this, I feel almost like like go back and try again. I've I've been watching this show, but it's just the idea of like just go ahead and try again, and I feel like that's kind of like where this particular Judge energy is at right now, because that's how this feels, but almost this like patience. I mean, the Kairos card is my creeper card, so it could be, that you or this person have just been, like, kind of keeping an eye on, like, what's going on, and concern with whatever it is that's just kind of, like try again. You can't be a good judge and a bad judge. So then you have the Hunter, which I want to put with the Offering and the Heart. I can't ever make these cards angled the right way. But anyway, sorry. The Offering and the Heart with the Hunter, which I feel like there's this idea, and I feel like this was in y'all's reads for last month as well. So I mean, it could just be that this is a continuation of like where you've been. Energy is fluid, time is as well. These don't necessarily always carry out in a month's time, but that being said, it does kind of feel like there's this idea of like you've been watching, or somebody else has been watching. I want to say like this, like not the first thing didn't work, like you got to come back with something come back with a real offering. You know what I mean? Is what I feel like that's where that is. I don't know. I do feel like sometimes, yes, when I'm watching shows or movies, but I watch things so randomly that it feels right. Anyways, but whatever it is, like you've gone back, and I want to say gain some insight. I mean, agape is the idea of like an internal recognition, like an internal illumination that, just kind of like aligns you up in your entirety. Because sometimes we might have an idea about something over here, or we might have an idea about something over here, but like at no point in time do we have like this, well, I won't say at no point in time because ob's a point in time, but like you figure it out, it starts to all kind of fit together and make sense. And this idea of I mean, this is just patience. I mean, this card is just coming through as like patience. Patience that's followed by speed though, but I mean, the fact that you have the Shaman here is kind of that idea of letting something go, which, okay, so let's go there with that. The idea of the Shaman is that there are 3 elements that embody the Shaman, it's just kind of like that idea of like mind, body, spirit. But if you cling to one element of that, then you miss out on the rest of it. And maybe that's kind of like what was coming into call, was this idea that you were clinging to one thing and missing out on everything else. And so it wasn't working. And you had to step back, and I want to say like reassess the situation and really like come into a better understanding, because the next time you come with an offering, it better be, I mean, you know, the judge, I mean, it's that try again, you know what I mean? Like, don't insult me when you come back kind of vibe. I mean, it was what the judge kind of has. And so I think that what this is saying is that you've kind of pulled away, or the other person has done this, you know, like take it how it resonates, because you could be on either side of the story, but I'm just going to tell it in one way and then you pick which side works for you. But it's that idea that you, like, in pulling away, and I almost want to say like in being turned away, you had to pull away to really gain some understanding and go through a process of recognition, of how it is that you had been clinging to something, is what I want to say. And what it was that you were clinging to, I have no idea. But it's just that idea that, you know, like you were having a difficult time letting something go. You know, for some of my Libras, it could be a job, you know, like that you're comfortable where you're at and it's really hard to let it go. But there's somebody that you want to be in a relationship with that, you know, like you can't do it actually until you let go and you trust that you have the ability to, you know, do it again. You know, for other of my Libras, you know, it could just be that it's been like an idea or a mentality, you know, like this is how my life is supposed to be, and if it's not this way, then, you know, like then nothing. And you kind of realizing that maybe that didn't serve you well, or, you know, like when you clung to one thing too tightly, it took over you, and then you realize that you lost part of yourself. You know, I mean, it does feel like a very like self awakening, you know. So Leaves, I feel like that's just kind of where you guys are. You know, but I don't know if it's like light bulb moment for you, you know, like I'm not sure how that occurs, but whatever that is sends you in the direction of bringing this offering. Okay, Leaves. I'm so hungry right now. Okay. I just want to shuffle them like at least once. Just feels right. Okay, sorry. Libras. November. The World. Yeah, I mean, because there's this idea of like, I mean, the whole idea of the Judge is like, come back with it right next time, or don't, you know what I mean? Like, and experiencing an end that I want to say kind of like, it's like that this ending, whatever this ending is that you're having, is ending because you're clinging so tightly to something that's not really reaching you in your entirety. And so I want to say that this end is really opening your eyes to that. And the Knight of Pentacles, I mean, that's, you know, like you're going in with an offering, I mean, typically the Knight of Pentacles, I would say, is, you know, like a job offering. So, I mean, it could be Leaves that you guys have been applying for jobs, and that you're getting a job that is going to offer you up the opportunity to really move toward something that you love or someone that you love. Cool. Congrats. For others of my leaves, if it's not a job, it could be an investment that you're making. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get some more clarifiers. The Tower in reverse, which I don't usually read reversals, but King of Wands. So the Tower and the King of Wands. I mean, which the end and this set to charge, I mean, there's some endings happening in your life, leaves. But I think that that's the point, maybe, you know, that you are holding on to something so tightly that you're experiencing all of these ends that were really just, I mean, major enough for you to feel like I have to let this go, which would explain this, you know, I mean, the King of Wands is like set to charge, you know, he's headed in, he's doing what needs to be done. I mean, you know, he's the hunter for sure. So I really do kind of get the idea that where this moment of change comes for you is when you experience some major endings. So the Tower being in reverse that I thought was interesting originally is because with this Tower card, you know, it goes from being dismal to being this bright, clean place of life, you know. And so it's possible that, I mean, really what that says in all sincerity is just it's kind of that idea of like of traveling through the bad to get to the good. I mean, and that's what everything here is saying, is that you're going forward. I don't know if you're making an offering or you're being made an offering, but you're moving toward something that is going to be more, I want to say just sincere to your heart, you know, something that aligns with you, because it feels like this point of alignment, you know, which definitely requires patience. I don't know how patient you guys are, but you're pretty patient. Okay. Let's see if we can get anything else. I feel like there's not a whole lot more coming out from my Libras, but I mean, this feels like a lot, you know, I mean, honestly. You know, I send you all my love for all the, you know, endings or completions that you're experiencing, and all of my congratulations if you're going through really big, exciting changes. I hope to hear from you about it soon. But yeah, it seems positive. I'll definitely say that. Illuminated and positive. Okay, let's just, well, okay, Hidden Realm. I feel bad because my fire videos were a lot longer. I'm just really hungry. Okay. Hidden Realm. We got one. The Emperor. That's a decision. I mean, you have a lot of you know, decision, firm, this is what's happening, this is the direction that I'm going, you know, decisions that are being made, that I want to say have a lot to do with learning how to let go of clinging on to one thing that you're comfortable with and missing out on all the things that help you to be aligned as a person. And in coming into that, I want to say lesson that I mean, this kind of also, it's just that idea of like you've been going through it. I mean, sometimes there's that level of impatience, you know, of just like, okay, did I not learn this lesson already? Like, I get it. And then, like, bit by bit, you kind of get these little, like, okay, you know, like, I guess I didn't get it entirely. But once you do, you do. I mean, it really does. It feels, I mean, the Emperor is very aware. You know what I mean? It's a very decisive, aware card. And I think that you've acquired this awareness through patiently going through this process, which is awesome. Super proud. Okay, let's do one more archetype, or however many, and see what we get. Stop trusting your intuition. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, the underworld and the riddle, you know, to me, with the Judge and the, you know, this idea of like, come back again later because that's not gonna work. You know, like, you didn't pass. Judgment, I guess. And probably with good reason, you know, leaves you, if you've been keeping yourself in an unhappy, miserable situation, however that plays out for you, whether it's, you know, work, home, social, romantic, whatever, you know, I mean, you could be experiencing, I mean, this is a lot of ending. This is not just like one little thing. This is just like bam, bam, you know. But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that you've kept yourself places where you knew you didn't want to be. And I say that, okay, yes, you knew where you were holding on to where you were, but you knew it wasn't everything you wanted, and that you were going to have to let it go. But I almost feel like, really and truly, it's one of those scenarios for some of my leaves where you had to be the one who was let go because you wouldn't have let go. I mean, and the riddle is just, again, the idea of like figuring it out. Like, you were befuddled with the fact that there was judgment against you. And you had to really figure it out. And that took some time. But it looks like you're figuring it out. Yay! And trusting your intuition. I mean, the shapeshifter is this idea of like of shifting shape, you know, and it's pretty straightforward. But I think that comes along with this idea of making this decision to move in another direction. Towards something that, you know, feels like home, makes you happy. You know, you're spending your days doing something you enjoy, or you're living in a new place that you really like a lot better, or, you know, you're coming into a relationship that makes you really happy, you know. I mean, but it seems like there's just been this transitional place of kind of figuring out like how you were hanging on to one thing and missing out on the other things, and how that was affecting you in your life. I want to say just in general, and in all of the different arenas. And I feel like you were discovering that it was holding you back, not pushing you forward, because I think part of the reason that you were clinging to it is because you thought that was going to be what propelled you forward. And I think what you discovered is that that's not what's propelling you forward, it's what's holding you back. So maybe that motivated you. And now you have that offering, you know, whether it's a job offering or if you're the one making the offering, I don't know, but whatever it is, you figured it out. And now you're moving forward. Go ahead, Leaves. I love it. Happy November. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.